The world remembers 1939 as the beginning. September 1st. The tanks rolling across the Polish border. The Stuka dive bombers screaming from the sky. The declarations of war crackling over radio broadcasts. But that's not when World War II truly began. The real beginning was quieter, slower, more dangerous, because it began with choices that seemed reasonable at the time, with compromises that felt like wisdom, with warnings that were dismissed as overreaction. By the time the tanks crossed into Poland, the war was already inevitable. The question isn't why World War II happened. The question is, why didn't anyone stop it when they still could? November 11, 1918. The guns of World War I fall silent. After 4 years of mechanized slaughter, the bloodiest war in human history ends. The numbers are almost incomprehensible. Over 16 million dead. 21 million wounded. Entire generations of young men erased. The Russian, German, Austro-Hungarian, and Ottoman empires collapsed into dust. Europe is a graveyard. French villages that stood for 1,000 years are nothing but craters. British families have lost entire bloodlines. Germany is starving, its economy shattered, its people desperate. The victors gather in Paris. They promise something bold. This will be the war to end all wars. To ensure it never happens again, they create the Treaty of Versailles. And they make Germany pay. The terms are crushing. Germany loses 13% of its territory. All its overseas colonies are stripped away. The military is reduced to 100,000 men. No air force, no tanks, no submarines. The Rhineland is demilitarized. And the most devastating clause, Article 231, the War Guilt Clause. Germany must accept full responsibility for the war and pay reparations totaling 132 billion gold marks, roughly $442 billion in today's money. French Prime Minister Georges Clemenceau wants Germany broken forever. British economist John Maynard Keynes attends the conference and writes a warning. The treaty is a Carthaginian peace. It will not bring stability. It will create the conditions for another war. He resigns in protest. Almost no one listens. Because humiliation doesn't create peace. It creates rage. And rage waits. Munich, Germany. November 1923. In a crowded beer hall, a failed artist and war veteran stands on a table, fires a pistol into the ceiling and shouts, "The National Revolution has begun." His name is Adolf Hitler. He's trying to overthrow the government with a few hundred followers. It fails miserably. He's arrested, sentenced to 5 years in prison. Most people assume his political career is over before it even began. But in prison, Hitler writes Mein Kampf, My Struggle. In it, he lays out his vision. Germany was betrayed by Jews and communists. The Treaty of Versailles is a crime. Germans are a superior race destined to rule. Germany needs Lebensraum, living space in the East. The book sells poorly at first. No one takes it seriously. Then the economy collapses. The Great Depression hits Germany like a tidal wave. By 1932, 6 million Germans are unemployed. Families line up at soup kitchens. The currency is worthless. Savings evaporate overnight. People are desperate. Democracy feels like chaos. And into that chaos steps a man with simple answers. You were stabbed in the back. You deserve greatness. I will make Germany strong again. January 30th, 1933. Adolf Hitler becomes Chancellor of Germany. Foreign diplomats tell themselves, he'll moderate once he has power. German conservatives think, we can control him. They are catastrophically wrong. Within months, the Reichstag burns, likely set by the Nazis themselves. Hitler uses the fire to seize emergency powers. Political opponents are arrested. Trade unions are banned. Books are burned in public squares. The Nazi Party becomes the only legal party. By 1934, Hitler declares himself Führer, absolute leader. Democracy is dead. And the world still does nothing. March 7, 1936. Hitler makes his first move. He sends 20,000 German troops into the Rhineland, a demilitarized zone along the French border. This is explicitly forbidden by the Treaty of Versailles. It's a massive gamble. Hitler's generals are terrified. They've been ordered, if France sends troops, retreat immediately. The German military isn't ready for war. Hitler knows this, but he also knows something else. The world is tired. France has 1 million soldiers. They could crush the German force in hours. But France doesn't move. Britain doesn't react. The League of Nations, the international body created to prevent war, issues a formal complaint. That's it. A complaint. Hitler later admits, the 48 hours after marching into the Rhineland were the most nerve-wracking of my life. If the French had opposed us, we would have had to withdraw. Our forces were not ready for serious resistance. But nothing happens. And Hitler learns the most dangerous lesson of his life. The democracies are afraid to act. March 12, 1938. German troops march into Austria, the Anschluss or Union. Austria is absorbed into the German Reich without a shot fired. Crowds in Vienna cheer. Nazi flags wave from every building. Austrian Jews are beaten in the streets while police watch. Again, Britain and France protest. Again, they do nothing. Hitler's confidence grows. The pattern is set: aggression, condemnation, inaction. Each time he pushes, the line moves. Each time he wins, the next move becomes easier. September 1938. Hitler demands the Sudetenland, the German-speaking border region of Czechoslovakia. He claims Germans there are being oppressed. He promises, "This is my last territorial demand in Europe." Czechoslovakia has a modern army, fortified borders, and alliances with France and the Soviet Union. They're ready to fight. But Britain and France pressure them to surrender. The Munich Conference. British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain, French Premier Édouard Daladier, Hitler and Mussolini meet. Czechoslovakia isn't even invited to the meeting about its own country. Chamberlain believes he can reason with Hitler. He believes appeasement will preserve peace. He gives Hitler everything he wants. Chamberlain returns to London, steps off the plane and waves a piece of paper. "I believe it is peace for our time." Crowds cheer. Churchill warns in Parliament. Britain and France had to choose between war and dishonor. They chose dishonor. They will have war. He's shouted down. 6 months later, March 1939. Hitler breaks his promise. German troops occupy the rest of Czechoslovakia. No warning. No pretense. No consequences. The message is clear. Hitler's word means nothing. The policy of appeasement is revealed as a catastrophic failure. But by now, it's too late to undo the damage. Germany is stronger. The democracies are weaker. And Hitler knows they won't fight until they have no choice. August 23, 1939. The world is stunned by an announcement. Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union sign a non-aggression pact. On the surface, it's a peace treaty. In reality, it's a plan to carve up Eastern Europe. The secret protocol divides Poland in half. Germany takes the west. The Soviet Union takes the east. The Baltic states are handed to Stalin. This is the final peace Hitler needs. He no longer has to fear a two-front war. Stalin gets time to prepare his military. And Poland, caught between two totalitarian empires, is doomed. August 31, 1939. 8 p.m. Hitler gives the final order. German forces are positioned along the Polish border. The pretext is absurd: a fake attack on a German radio station, staged by the SS using prisoners dressed in Polish uniforms. Hitler addresses his generals: "I will give a propaganda reason for starting the war. No matter how implausible. The victor will not be asked whether he told the truth." He's right. History is written by the victors. And he believes he will win. September 1, 1939. 4:45 a.m. Without a declaration of war, German forces surge across the Polish border. This is Blitzkrieg lightning war. A new kind of warfare the world has never seen. Panzer tanks smash through defensive lines at 40 miles per hour. Stuka dive bombers scream from the sky, releasing precision bombs. Infantry follows in motorized columns. Communications are disrupted. Supply lines are cut. Polish forces are surrounded and destroyed before they can regroup. Within hours, the town of Rhineland is carpet-bombed, killing 1,200 civilians. The Polish Air Force is destroyed on the ground. Warsaw is under siege. September 3, 1939. Britain and France finally declare war on Germany. But they don't attack. They don't send troops to Poland. They do nothing. This period becomes known as the Phony War, a war in name only. Poland is left to fight alone. September 17, 1939. The final betrayal. Soviet forces invade Poland from the east. Caught between two armies, Poland collapses. By October 6, organized Polish resistance ends. The country is erased from the map. Divided. Occupied. Forgotten by the Allies who promised to defend it. But this is just the beginning. What follows isn't just a war. It's the destruction of civilization. 1940. France falls in 6 weeks. Britain stands alone during the Blitz. The Battle of Britain rages in the skies. 1941. Hitler invades the Soviet Union, Operation Barbarossa. 3 million German soldiers attack along a 1,800-mile front. Japan attacks Pearl Harbor. The United States enters the war. 1942 to 1945. The Holocaust, 6 million Jews systematically murdered. Stalingrad, the bloodiest battle in history. D-Day, the largest amphibious invasion ever launched. Firebombings level cities. Dresden, Tokyo, Hamburg. Atomic bombs obliterate Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The final toll. 70 to 85 million dead. Entire cities erased. Millions displaced. Families destroyed. The world forever changed. 6 years of total war. 6 years that could have been prevented. World War II didn't begin with tanks in Poland. It began when a broken peace created rage instead of reconciliation. When aggression went unpunished. When lies were believed because people wanted to believe them. When fear was mistaken for wisdom. And when good people chose silence over action. History teaches us something cruel. Evil doesn't need permission. It only needs silence. The warning signs were everywhere. Mein Kampf laid out Hitler's plans. The Rhineland proved he would break treaties. Austria proved he would use force. Munich proved his promises meant nothing. Every step was a test. Every time the world blinked, Hitler moved forward. By the time the democracies decided to act, millions would die. The real beginning of World War II was the moment the world decided not to stop it. And the question we must ask ourselves today, what warnings are we ignoring right now? Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. History doesn't start with explosions. It starts with choices.